You want to post the disclaimer and
Yeah. Let me.
post the disclaimer and
Yeah. Let me. Prasanna, over to you. Yeah.
okay. Okay, friends, welcome back to another session of Power of Now. We have seen in the last sessions how inseparable the time and the time was with our mind. Okay. Today we will also see like what is the clock time actually. The clock time is the one that so many of us will say, so without time, how can we have to keep a track, but that is the clock time, not a psychological time. That concept we will be dealing with today. Before we go there, we will see some of the concepts and go there. The key concept of spiritual dimension. So whenever we are in the power of now, what is that key concept of the spiritual dimension? So totally, if you take a liberation or if you take any of the things, right? So liberation or what do you say? Mm, Atma Sthiti or what Aham Brahmasmi, all the state, right? So what is that? Actually, that is not the state to attain. People will say, if you go to that guru, they will be giving that kind of state. If you go to this guru, they will be giving to that kind of state. Brahmasmi state, or I have attained the liberation. So there is a nothing that we can attain. If you remember, there's a nothing that we can attain. We are already the spiritual beings. That's the one we have to remember. We are all the spiritual beings came to this world to experience the human life. If you remember that, so what is that we have to? So spiritual dimension of it is we have to shift our consciousness, whatever the consciousness that we kept outside on different things. We have to shift our consciousness, the intense consciousness of our inner presence. Then, if we can remove whatever the dust, that is whatever that is there, is only the pure consciousness. So it's there is nothing, we need not go outside to attain this supreme consciousness. We need not go outside attain this liberation. Okay. So suppose if you say in a life threatening situations, let us take in any life threatening situation that came, right? Forget about life threatening situations. If you go to that what do you say, the roller coaster or some kind of thing, right? The rides come, some kind of rides that you go in a Disney and all, you will feel that you will be how much your consciousness was shifted into that power of now. Only that particular situation. You will not think of anything else. You will just think of that particular situation only. Even in the life-threatening situation, also you will think only that situation what you are supposed to do. That is the reason many cases people will be able to take a right decisions and right things they are able to do. They could escape that situation and all. So that kind of situation, that some kind of shift of consciousness time will happen so naturally when these kind of situations. You will not think of what happened in the past, what happened to the somebody else to that particular situation. All those things you will not think. You think what you should do at this moment to escape from it. So that kind of power, that kind of the now that we should be there. The personality that has the past and the future momentarily recedes and is replaced by conscious presence. You will be very alert at that time. Whatever the response that is needed, that arises from your consciousness, and you love to, so you love to take that decision to escape from it. That's why many of the people want to do some dangerous kind of activities, okay, such as mountain climbing or a car racing, all those things, right? What happens is you will be in that moment only. You will not be able to think of this. That recently I had a opportunity to go to that summit in Hawaii. When I went, we have to go to that. There is a summit where you can view the sunset as well as the sky gazing and all, stargazing and all those things. That summit, when we go, so when I remember this, when I'm saying explaining this, I remember that situation, right? So we have to drive. It's almost like it is a 5,200 meters above the sea level. Okay, so there you are actually previously I went to Peru, but I almost went to 4,000 or 3,500 meters in the flight, and then I was landed there. Okay, so that's different. Here, total 5,000 meters, we have to drive and go. Okay, after some 3,800, they will stop you and they will give you all the instructions, but the remaining 1,200 meters, which is means 1,200 meters means into almost 3,600 feet of that drive, you have to do. So in that drive, imagine yourself when you are doing that kind of steep drive, right? Will you able to think of what happened to your neighbors, what your friend told to you, what all the things? Will you able to think? Your mind will be totally bring into that present moment, especially if you are in the driver's seat. If you are driving, you will be totally concentrating what you should do, how you can go. Because by the time when I'm going, the sun is actually trying to set the 4 o'clock hour, so the sun is actually hitting very badly. So in that bright sun, I have to see the road. We have to see the road and go up. Even while drive. So that is the one challenge. While coming down, the one more challenge, you cannot press accelerator, you cannot press the brake. That's the instruction. Brake also, they asked us to use very less. So accelerator, no way, because 5,000 meters down, when you are coming up, right, you will come automatically, even if you are without pressing the accelerator. So those kind of situations, imagine how you will be. You will not think anything else, because I was happened to be in the passenger seat. I just enjoyed, even in that moment, right? I just enjoyed, because you are somewhere above the clouds. Actually, we may be seeing the clouds when we are in the flight, right? So we may be seeing above the clouds or below the clouds, but the thing is, here we ourselves drove and went beyond the clouds. The clouds are somewhere below, and when sun is setting also, it is setting through mountains, through clouds, it is setting down. So that kind of situations, when you are there, you will totally forget everything else and you will live in that moment, and that brings you a lot of joy, lot of immense pleasure. You will be getting it because you are witnessing, because basically I'm witnessing that sunset right there, right at that moment, right in every second. Because in 1 minute, if you just I took a video, in 1 minute, the total sun will be set. In that one minute will be so precious. Every moment you will be watching and you will be immersed in itself. But in a normal day-to-day life, what we are doing is our mind is wandering somewhere. That is why we are not able to live in the present, because of which we are not able to find that kind of immersing happiness. That's why he is saying people will be engaging themselves in mountain climbing, car racing, that kind of things, because they wanted to be in that present moment. Because in those mountains, when you go there, right, many people, many people will do that. What is that? Hiking, all the things. Those people will be totally immersed. Each step is very important. Each step, when they are doing uphill or downhill, that step is very important. They will bring all their time. They will not say everything, every mind, they will put it only in that now or in that present moment. Because of that, they could feel very happy, as well as after that hike is done, they feel so relieved, relaxed, so much happiness they can gain it, because you are bringing your attention to that present moment. Because these are all the examples that we can face in a day-to-day life, where we are bringing total attention to that present moment, right? So that's why I gave this an example. So you are not thinking about any of the problems. You are free from thinking, free from burdens. You're just in that moment. If you are slipping away that present moment, and if you are because if you are slipping away the present moment and doing something in the drive or in the hike or something, you may go to the next moment you may mean to the death because the steep things that you are doing. Because of that, you are actually so. To become the present moment, you need not do all such an activities. You can still practice being whatever that you are doing and stay present in the present moment, stay in that power of now, and then feel that happy. That's what. Since ancient times, spiritual masters, all the traditions have pointed out to bring you into that spiritual dimensions of that present moment. So because they wanted to, the churches or the temples or anything, they all tell you to be there in the present moment. Nobody who puts his hands into the plow looks back to fit into the kingdom of God. So you don't look back. You just need to be there. You must be hearing. You must see the beautiful beauty of the life at that moment. When you are doing that moment, then there won't be any anxiousness. There won't be anything that you will be thinking of tomorrow. So the timeless now, whenever you are there, you are abundantly. God will be provided everything abundantly because now at this moment I don't have any problem. So whenever you are so much happy, nothing, right? So the teachings will. But the only thing is the teachings are not recognized. Every religion it has taught the teachings are not recognized. No one seems to be realized lived so profound there is an inner transformation. Lot of inner transformations happen. I'll give an example that recently happened, or whatever the last session that I stopped it, right? So because I'm teaching this power of now, it will be always like whenever some situation comes to my life, so what is that I'm applying, what is that I'm teaching, and what is that I'm applying, that kind of introspection is always running behind my mind. So last Thursday, just I had a small accident at home. So the same old chair that I'm just staying now, that wheel got tripped off and the head went and hit this table. So there is a tear in my eye here in the eyebrow, right? There's a tear. So I just put like this and just started calling out my kids. So my husband and my kid came, and I didn't know that there is a blood or anything. There is a full of, like what you said, there is a lot of pain. So I just holded it and somebody helped me and I went and sat in the sofa. Okay. Then slowly I removed my hand. The moment I removed my hand, my son said, "Oh, blood, blood, blood." So everybody trying to do something to the blood, right? So when everyone is running around, cold pack, that pack, this pack, I just got a thought. What is that power of now I can apply to this situation? How can I apply? Because there is a strong hit has happened, and that particular, the chair is not the new, the table is not the new, the home is not the new. I have been sitting here since last 12 years. Why it has happened? What is the power of now? How can I apply in this situation? The moment I got that thought, I opened my eyes because I just want to see how my eye am I able to look or not. Okay. I opened my eyes with, in spite of all the blood and all, I opened my eyes, my son, I am able to see perfectly because whatever the wound that happened or the tea that happened was not affected my vision. Okay. The moment I realized it, my heart was filled with lot of gratitude because something has to happen. It happened, but my vision was not affected, which is a much more bigger thing. So it was such a narrow, right? Because it was below my eyebrow and above eye. That is the tear that has one and a half inch tear has happened. But still the vision was not affected. That sensitive part, it was not affected means I was so thankful to thankful to that situation, and I was so grateful because that power of now, when you are in that moment. So the moment your mind went to that gratitude mode, right? Nothing means nothing actually pained me. Even that wound or some whatever that they are supposed to do, they are doing it, and I'm just giving an instruction because my office laptop is open, and go and search this name in my Teams and inform them that because whatever that I have to do at that moment, I'm just giving, but this is not actually, what do you say? It doesn't hurt me so badly, because the moment I realize that my vision is good and I'm so gratitude, that's what I'm saying. The power of now, whenever you are there, after that particular moment, there are series of incidents happened. My husband informed the office. My office colleague who is nearby, like 2-3 miles away, she came, she assisted, she did everything that is needed. She took care of the home as well as office, and everything went so smooth. And that day, my son has to go to the college. That's the only teaching that is happening, because I couldn't go with him to drop. My husband said, "Don't worry, you can come on Sunday. By the time you may get here, I will go and drop the things, because they need to take the keys of the room and all, right?" So they went. So by the time everything they gave, so it was sedated and I just slept it. By the time I woke up, my daughter came and I was all right, right? So in that situation also, you can still apply that power of now, because you will not remember anything else. There, I didn't remember somebody got this kind of accident, why it should happen, why me, nothing has happened. Because when you are there, when I remember that what is the power of now, I was filled with the gratitude. When I was filled with the gratitude, I'm so happy. When I'm so happy, nothing matters. Okay, if not today, tomorrow I can go to my son college, and somebody took care of it, and everything went so smooth. That is what I could say. That is what maybe that power of now that we all has to practice in life. So every moment, take that moment. In that moment, what is the blessing that you have got? Just be there. You need not worry about what will happen tomorrow, happen or day after, all those things. So eventually you may take what it should be taken. So later, what should be done, so all other things, it is not just that it will not wipe off. But when your mind was not filled up with worry, you will do the things in a sequence manner, what you are supposed to do it. So suffering will not be there. When there is a gratitude, suffering will not be there. You will survive in that now, and you will be able to move on. So next moment is again that now moment, right? So and when I'm in that moment, why it has to happen? Never. I never again feel fear that come and sit in the chair and say, do the same thing, right? It happened. It is so happened that it should be happened to me. Whether I'm sitting here or somewhere else, it might have happened. So just like that, we have to take. That is the power of now that I felt it. Okay, the Sufi will always say the Rumi, the poems, right? The poet in the Sufism, he say past and future is veil God from our sight, burn up both of them with the fire. So both past and present, burn up with the fire. Then you will be just living in the present. The Eckhart told, time is what keeps the light from reaching us. So if you are keeping your time, that is the one which is keeping the great light, right? It is keeping away that light. If you burn that time, then you will be reaching that light. Light means there is a no greater obstacle to God than time. The reason is, if I say, if suppose you go and tell some people that go and do meditation, you will be very peaceful and you will be reaching something, blah blah, whatever the advantages or whatever the blissful feelings that you are feeling, if you go and tell somebody, then they will say, oh, not now, after 50 years, it is at the old age that we can do. Because the time is the one which is killing them, which is stopping them not to go there, because they are thinking everything in terms of time, right? That is why they are not able to move ahead. Accessing the power of now. A moment ago, so where he is saying a moment ago, now all of you can just intensely see something. Here what he is saying is, a moment ago he saw, he looked at the window and he saw some tree outside. The tree, through the window, he saw the tree outside. He must have seen the same tree before many a times. But when he is bringing all his attention to the present moment and saw, he looked that sea was so bright, so colorful. He seemed to be. He's saying that the tree to be is very vibrant. he is able to see the different dimensions of the sea. It is very hard to explain. That's what he's saying. It's very hard to explain for me. But whenever I saw that one, it sees that the tree is so has having some inner spirit. That kind of feeling he got it. So he realized that it is a truly the tree is speaking to him. That kind of thing, right? So he put all his attention in now present, and in now that with that present, with that consciousness, that consciousness present in this particular moment without slipping into the past or future or losing his thoughts in somewhere, he put in that tree. That is why he is able to experience that watching the tree is also so vibrant. So that's what he is saying. So that much difference you can see in every moment of your life. You went the moment you are free from of time, right? So you move now free from the time. Perceive the tree without your time moment. So kill everything else and be there in that moment. In that moment you will feel that you will know that mind is the one which is doing all kind of nonsense things, going past, going future and all. If you are just being in that moment, it is that deep love, reverence. So that is the one that which we have to learn. We have to know that the mind knows nothing. We have to know that mind knows nothing. Don't keep too much into the mind. Mind cannot know the tree. Because when you are seeing that mind only knows the characteristics of the tree, mind does not know the tree. That's what it is. It can also the facts, the information about the tree. It knows the facts and information about the tree. The tree is a mango tree, the tree is that kind of tree, all the things, right? Similarly, mind cannot know you. Suppose if I'm looking at Lavanya, my mind cannot know Lavanya. So what my mind knows? My mind know the judgment, whether she is actually giving a good or bad, good recap or not, or what is the dress that she wore, how she is looking. All those are all facts, are judgments, are opinions about her. So these things only mind can know, but mind cannot know what is the real being of Lavanya. Okay, I know the name Lavanya. Lavanya is the name that given, right? So given, that is the fact. So that can be perceived by the mind, but actual being cannot be known by mind. Being alone, the being alone. So the being that is there within me can alone know that what is there in within that Lavanya, the being. So being can know the being, only the mind can know only perceive the facts of the Lavanya. Similarly, here he is saying only mind can perceive the tree, that with the characteristics of the tree, but only when you are in the present moment, the being within you can actually see the tree, what is there within the tree. There is a place in your mind and mind knowledge. Okay, this is a practical realm of the day to day, our relationships of the other human beings with this nature. Being a monstrous parasite, unchecked, unchecked, may well and end up killing the life of the planet, or finally may be killing the host itself. So your mind may end up killing, because everyone else it is trying to judge, it is trying to opinionate it, it is giving you this person is good, this person is bad, this person is doing that, this person is doing that. All this is doing by mind is killing you. When you are keeping past, future and all the things, it is killing you. All the things at one point it kills itself. The mind kills itself means the mind kills the host itself. We had a glimpse of how timeless can transform your perceptions, but an experience is not enough. No matter how beautiful or profound, means he's saying, because the other person timelessly, when he watched the tree, how it gets transformed, right? So but that experience is not enough. It is a beautiful profound experience. What is needed is you are concerned with the permanent shift of the consciousness, not just one time seeing the window, the tree, oh how beautiful, when I'm just keeping in the tree, or when I gave an example of when I went to the summit, how beautiful the nature is. Only that moment I keep my mind away from all the worries, and I just live it in that present moment. Only that moment is an experience. When I go to the summit, when I'm just driving that high altitudes, how I felt is an experience, because that time I kept all my mind in that moment, so I could experience that what is that power of now in that moment. If I'm just keeping that, that will become an experience. That's all. But when I have to keep my consciousness permanently shift into the from past and future to the present moment. That is the shift that we want. That is the reason why we are all learning this book, to break the old patterns of the present moment denial. So, old pattern of denying the present moment, denying the present moment, and resisting the present moment. Come out of that. Don't go. Withdraw your attention. Don't go from withdraw your attention from the present moment to take to the past or the future. So you have to do the reverse way. Withdraw your attention from the past and future and keep it in the present moment, like we are doing in a rides or whatever the examples that I gave it now. Step out of the time dimension as much as possible in your life, every day, every moment of your life. If you find it is hard, enter now directly. Enter into the present moment directly without thinking of the. Start observing your habitual tendency, how your mind is escaping from now. Habitual tendency, how it is escaping. Suppose in the morning, 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock, you get up in the morning, right? If you get up in the morning, you don't have anything to do at that time. You get up with the intention that you want to do the meditation. Okay, you got up. So when you are intentionally, when you got up in the morning and do the meditation, so besides you, nowadays everybody is having the phone. Okay, the phone is the one, maybe it's giving an alarm. So you are just stopping the alarm and you are bringing the phone with you. Okay, when you are bringing the phone with you, are opening the phone that time. Let us imagine the situation. You are opening the phone. The moment you open the phone, you go and see the browse the messages. That message may take you to something else. It, because when it is taking, why I'm saying is, all this is the things that is filling up your mind. It is taking you away from the present moment. You, with the intention that you want to do the meditation, you got up. Okay, when you got up with the intention, why we are actually carrying our phone from our bedroom to the place wherever you are doing the meditation? So you may say that, oh, I want to play something or something like that. So when you want to play something, why you went to the messages? When you went to the messages, why you are actually reading those messages at 5 o'clock? Nobody is expecting you to read the messages and reply to them, but still you are doing that, right? So when you are doing that, it is actually pulling your mind. I'm just giving you an example of this, because how many of the people in nowadays will habitually fall into the trap. That's what the trap, right? It is, if you are habitually fall into the other trap of the world, you are falling. So when you feel that I just got up to do the meditation, pull up, just take out all. Okay, you didn't take your phone, or you didn't do anything. You came and you sat in the meditation. Okay, when you sat in the meditation, also you say, oh, today is Monday, right? I need to make my breakfast to my kids, right? So what is that I have? So I am sitting in my under the pyramid or somewhere in your meditation chamber, or but my mind went to the kitchen and refrigerator, and whether bread is there, whether that is there, what kind of food, all the because your habitual things. Again, I'm saying these are all the habitual things. You may say, yeah, I have to do. Yeah, but that is usually you may be getting up at 6 o'clock and you are doing all these chores, but you intentionally got up at 5 o'clock to do your meditation. Then don't let your mind fall from this moment to 6 o'clock and do all these kinds of nonsense in your mind. So that mind is the one which is slipping off. Bring that mind. This is not 6 o'clock. This is not for that. Be there. So do not, if you go there, right, your mind is, suppose if you feel that, if you are going to the future, sometimes it be very hope, very pleasurable anticipation. So that time you may feel very happy. And sometimes your future may be worse that you are feeling. So that time you are feeling very anxiety. So both this anxiety or a pleasure is all illusionary. It is not the it is not the actual moment, it is all illusionary. So once you observe your self-observation, that in this moment life is happening, it is not tomorrow or it's not yesterday. In this moment life is happening. So be in this moment, life will automatically take care. You will realize that whenever you are in the present moment, life will take you to the future, automatically take you. Observe your mind. You are no longer trapped into the future or present. That time the life will be very smoothly flowing. You witness that life. You be their mind life. You do not go and think with your mind. You just witness the present moment. That's a witnessing presence, right? You be there and witness the life will be so cool compared to when you just use your mind and think of all the things. Be present, watch your mind, your thoughts and emotions as well as your reactions to the various situations. Be at least interested in the reactions of the situations or the person that causes you react. But at least you try to, you see what is that reacting, why. Notice how often how often your attention is going to the past or future. You are judging, you are analyzing the person, you are judging, analyzing the situation. So with that only the emotion is coming up. So if you start observing that how easily you are falling off from the present moment to the past or a future, then you immediately you will bring back the content of your mind. Then you will become a silent watcher. You become that silent watcher. You become that witness minded. If you at all you cannot take off your mind, be witness minded. That's what Eckhart Tolle is saying. Intense presence. Be present intentionally, be intense present indeed. When certain situations trigger reaction with a strong emotional charge, such as when your self image is threatened, a challenge comes into your life, triggers fear, the things that can go wrong. So the emotional complex, the past is bottled up, right? So you will become one with it, and you will act very, the reaction or emotion takes, like you become one with it, you one with the situation. You justify, you maybe make wrong or attack or defend. Whatever you do, you will be do very strongly because you are bringing all your attention to that particular thing. So you are not going your habitual pattern of mind. You are actually reacting to that particular situation. Somebody is trying to hit you. Will you think of that? What should I do? It is you should not hurt the people, or all the things. Will it come to you that moment when somebody is trying to hit you? You want to protect yourself, isn't it? You want to protect yourself. You may hit or you may do whatever. You will try to protect. You will not think that, oh, I should not hit other people, I should not do harm, all the things, right? Because you are bringing all your attention to that present moment and acting upon it in order to be safe. Similar way, every situation you bring your attention to the present moment. Identification with the mind gives more energy. If you are bigger, because it is saying aham, right? So I'm doing it, I do it. That kind of energy it is giving, right? Identification, observation of the mind withdraws energy from it. Whenever you have started observing, right, you are withdrawing your energy from it. Your energy will still be there with you. You have to give more energy whenever you are identifying it. Okay, suppose there are some, let us take, there is a some you went to some home and they gave some 4 or 5 cups of tea they offered. All the 4 or 5 cups are assorted cups, let us take. So when you are not identifying with your mind, simple example I'm giving, whenever you are not identifying with your mind, you simply take the cup and have a tea, whatever the cup it comes. But when you started keeping, you have to keep lot of energy there. You have to assess all the cups, which cup is looks better, which cup is very decent. Even though all the cups is carrying the same tea, but still you will try to assess the outer presence of that cup and try to assess it, put more energy there, and take the cup which you feel more nicer, isn't it? So why you are actually keeping all that energy to see outer look of the cup? Is it required? Whether you are just taking a normal cup or whether you are taking a very decent fine porcelain cup, the tea taste doesn't vary, right? But still, when you are not in the present moment, you will try to take. When you are in the present moment, you will just take it because you will not keep unnecessary things. The present moment, you want to have a tea, just have the tea. That kind, because the why I'm giving a simple example is there you can observe your mind, right? So once you started bringing up that attention, I already gave you an example of having your food also, right? Next time you do this experiment, when you are eating a bowl of salad, okay, or a bowl of food, whatever it is, bring attention, complete attention to that particular moment. Okay, complete attention to that particular moment and eat whatever that the fork, whatever you are eating inside. See what actually going inside. What is the taste of it? What is the ingredients it is going? What is the dressing that they have made it? All everything you notice everything, you taste everything, every bite of it and eat. Trust me, with the half bowl, you feel that you are full. Half bowl or whatever the usual portion that you are actually eating, half of it when you are eating, you feel that you are full because you put complete attention to it, and you can just keep it away and you can have your cup of the glass of water or whatever it is, whatever you are supposed to take it with attention. When you are paying that kind of attention, you feel the difference completely. This is the experiment that you can do by keeping all your mind without reading or without paying attention to TV or without watching that what kids are doing. Don't do anything, just completely put attention to your bowl of salad. Okay, then try this experiment, you will get to know when you are actually referring that, right? So
2 more minutes, then we can take questions.
Oh, okay. We are, yeah. Yeah, I didn't come to the psychological time or a clock time. So we will see the next session, psychological timer, because there are 10 minutes. I'll just give an introduction and then stop just 1 or 2 minutes because that gives a, so there is a time is a 2 times. Whenever I say don't keep your attention on the time, right? How do I? Because to protect my future, I need to do that. I have to take my car insurance with the future intention only. How to do that with the future intention only, right? So yes, that's a clock time. That's a clock time. Clock time means you have to be aware of the things that a certain date, by certain date, by such and such a date, we have to do certain things. Yeah, you have to follow that clock time and do it. Psychological time is like the aspects of the life that you are actually going back to the past and imagining to the future and actually spoiling the present moment. Okay, we will see more on this interesting topic of clock time versus psychological time. So we should always go back and forth in the clock time, but not the psychological time. Okay. What we are all talking about is the psychological time. So I'll stop here and I'll take the questions. Thank you, Lavanya, for reminding.
Thank you, Prasanna garu. Friends, if you have any questions or any feedback, please, you can either unmute yourself or you can put it into the chat. Yeah, Madhu ma'am, go ahead.
Thank you so much. It's so beautifully explained with simple, um, simple things like eating, drinking, or going for a drive, to bring your focus right on the moment. Very simple explanation and very well done. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Madhu ma'am. Yeah. And today what I liked is you said like the mind can only pursue or opinionate about things. The way you said about, the simile which you used where a tree, you can just see the characters. When you compare it with me, Lavanya is just an outer characters where you can know, but only when you know as a being, you'll be able to know other beings. So it was very simple for me. I could not connect it earlier when I was reading all this, but this difference for me.
Yeah, means these concepts, right? Because whatever one concept that you are taking away from this session, if you remember every day, and trying to apply every situation, then you can internalize it.
Yes.
when you started internalizing it, right? How happy actually in tough situation that I have explained, like one tough situation and one happy situation summit, all thing, right? In that also, when you are trying to, in what way you can apply that situation when you apply it, right? You feel the difference. Normally, without applying what you would have been, that you know already, because we have been living like 30-40 years in the same way, right? When you applied, how your mind thought, differentiated it, right? So once you understand that, I'm sure that we all feel happy of learning the subject.
And also bringing gratitude when you cut your eye above your eye.
Yes.
That's very, very important, I think. Changes the whole thing.
Means changes that shift, right? Totally
Yeah,
shift. Consciousness
yeah.
shift will happen. Totally. You will
Mhm.
not feel why me, why it has to
Yeah.
happen to me. Every day I am sitting here. Why thing will be gone, basically.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Yeah, Chandana did mention that. Thank you so much. Very well explained with real life examples. Jaya ma'am conveyed her gratitude to you, Prasanna garu. Yeah.
You. Gratitude to all of you, because Lavanya asked about the book, because this book I read like 3 years back, read and explained to one of the team too. But there is always a lot of transformation will be there. The more understanding is there. Now when I'm actually teaching this, maybe after 3 years, if I take the book, maybe little more understanding, I may be getting it. So it is always good if somebody asked. I got an opportunity to go back and revisit the book, reapply the every in my life situations, right? So gratitude to all of you.
Thank you, Prasanna garu. So you are especially the way your real life examples, that is more motivating and more. I mean, we are able to connect it to whatever the concept you're explaining. So that's how we
Otherwise,
are.
this is very conceptual, dry subject, I can say,
Yes.
right?
True.
If we are not connecting dots with our life,
Yeah.
you feel some Greek and Latin going above our head.
Yes.
That's what we may feel it. Because we need to come down to the level, because that's how the bowl of salad example that I gave, I just applied it. Am I doing every day? I'm not doing. Sometimes I'm not doing it, but still, whenever I'm actually teaching, no, I have to do that kind of thing, right? That again, it'll come back. It'll brings back to the few things are we are all know it. We all know it, because we as say we are all the knowers only. Everything is within us, but only thing is we need to remind ourselves again and again. Collectively, when we are reminding, we may follow each other, and whenever we are actually, maybe if it is in the same place, you are all in the same place, you may be able to apply that in some situations, that when you come across, right, the total perspective of that group will also change.
The salad is a great weight loss tool as well.
Yeah. It helps in many ways, trust me, it helps in many ways.
Thank you.
Yeah, the one more thing, because you just bring up that salad example, the one more thing just I noticed is, whenever you are eating the fast food that you are eating, right? Because I'm doing all my things and not able to reduce a single bit of it. People will say at this age it is very hard to reduce the weight and all. But one change that I did is, first thing that it is going, right, make it as a fiber.
Mhm.
First thing that you are eating,
Yeah.
eat fiber and then eat something else. Never eat, let sugar go into your mouth first,
First,
in the
yeah.
form of fruit or anything, coffee,
Mhm.
fruit or anything. Never. That's a change, because when I put a kira and I ate the kira first, I made it that as a first food. That week,
Mhm.
I noticed there is a change in my weight.
Wow, thank you.
Good tip. Thank you, Prasanna garu. Any other questions, masters? I think we are good for today, Prasanna garu.
Thank you. See you
Thank you,
next
Prasanna
week.
garu, for your wonderful, for your time and wonderful explanation. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you.